Hello and welcome to Fast and Factual on Firstpost, where we get you the 50 top stories of the day. I am Alison LaGrange, live from Durban, South Africa. Let's begin. Starting with our top stories, medics in Gaza claim that Israeli shelling and airstrikes killed at least 19 people in central and southern parts of the enclave yesterday. The deceased also included 2 policemen in Rafah protecting humanitarian aid deliveries. The Israeli military claims that it struck Hamas targets. In an interview, U.S. President Joe Biden has said there is every reason to believe that Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu is prolonging the Gaza war for political gains. Biden first refused to comment on the question about Netanyahu prolonging the war, but later added that there is every reason for people to draw that conclusion. Biden discussed the backlash Netanyahu faced before the conflict over proposed judicial reforms. Hamas has once again reiterated that it will not accept any proposal that does not clearly state a permanent ceasefire in Gaza. The remarks follow U.S. President Joe Biden's 3-phase ceasefire plan for Israel and Hamas. Slovenia has become the latest European country to recognize the state of Palestine. Now this after the country's parliament overwhelmingly voted in favor of the move. The lawmakers voted with 52 in favor and no one against the recognition in parliament. Slovenia followed footsteps taken by Spain, Norway and Ireland. The leaders of Britain's 2 biggest political parties took part in a televised debate. British Prime Minister Rishi Sunak faced off against the opposition Labour Party leader Keir Starmer. They sparred on taxes, the cost of living crisis and the UK's health system. The debate comes in the run-up to the British general election, which is slated to take place on the 4th of July. And now for updates from India's parliamentary election. The vote counting for the election has concluded. The BJP-led National Democratic Alliance has secured a majority with 292 seats. The BJP itself got 240 parliamentary constituencies. India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi seems to be headed to a 3rd term in office, and reports suggest that he will take oath on the 8th of June. Meanwhile, Prime Minister has tendered his resignation to the President. Meanwhile, the opposition India bloc has also managed to put up a tough fight. The bloc has won a total of 234 constituencies, while the Indian National Congress Party won 99 seats. The BJP has won big in several states including Delhi, Himachal Pradesh, Uttarakhand, Arunachal Pradesh, Madhya Pradesh and Gujarat, among others. However, the NDA faced a major upset in Uttar Pradesh, West Bengal and Maharashtra states. In these 3 states, opposition bloc has managed to gain more seats. Prime Minister Modi thanked Indian citizens after BJP-led NDA won a majority. He called this feat an unprecedented moment in the history of India. As he is headed for his 3rd term in office, Prime Minister Modi joined the celebrations at the BJP headquarters after the results came out. Several world leaders congratulated Prime Minister Narendra Modi after the BJP-led NDA won a majority in the parliamentary election. Wishes poured in from Italian Prime Minister Giorgia Meloni, Sri Lankan Ranil Wickremesinghe, and Nepal Prime Minister Pushpa Kamal Dahal Prachanda, among others. Prime Minister Modi expressed his gratitude and thanked them. Now, the US has commended the Indian government and the citizens for successfully completing and participating in the massive parliamentary election. The US also lauded the largest exercise of democracy in history as the Indians came to the polls. Prime Minister Modi chaired a Union Cabinet meeting to review the election results. During the meeting, the Cabinet recommended to dissolve the lower house of Parliament. Its term ends on the 16th of June. The BJP-led National Democratic Alliance also held a meeting as the bloc prepares for its 3rd term. Now, the opposition India bloc will hold a meet today. The alliance partners are meeting to chalk out strategies for future course of action. The bloc won 234 seats out of a total of 543 in the parliamentary election. Congress leader Rahul Gandhi lauded the election results and said the people of India saved constitution and the democracy. He also posted a video message for the people of Wayanad and Raebareli, thanking them for making him win both the seats. The BJP Supremo Naveen Patnaik has resigned from the post of Odisha Chief Minister. This after the BJP won the assembly election in the state with 78 seats out of 147. Meanwhile, Patnaik's party managed to get 51 seats after 24 years of rule. On to climate news now. Pre-summer heatwave brought record high temperatures to southwestern US. Authorities urged millions of Americans to limit outdoor activities and to stay hydrated. The heatwave is expected to scorch much of southwestern US this week, and the weather authorities forecast temperatures to reach up to 37.8 degrees Celsius. A destructive storm ripped through the South African city of Durban yesterday. The storm caused extensive damage to houses, leaving residents homeless. The National Weather Service had issued a severe warning for heavy rain and possible flooding. According to experts, climate change made Brazil floods more likely. The El Niño phenomenon also contributed in intensifying the rains. The flooding killed over 170 people and displaced nearly 580,000 others. According to a study by Australian scientists, climate change is threatening the nation's annual snow season. The season, which lasts over 100 days, might be reduced to 44 days by 2050. Snow in the country will become rarer by every passing year. The Alps are also experiencing the rapid and sobering impacts of climate change. Ecologists in Chile are using discarded hair to clean waterways. Hair taken from salons and dog groomers is being turned into tools which help in trapping oil, heavy metals, and other contaminants in waterways. The contaminants are captured by adhesion inside the tools. On to business and tech news now. The Indian stock market rose over 3% today after sharply dropping on counting day. The Sensex rose over 2,000 points to close over 74,300 mark, while the Nifty ended above 22,600. Yesterday, both market indices plunged by almost 6%. Meanwhile, India's central bank, the Reserve Bank of India, will kick off its monetary policy meeting today. The RBI will deliberate on the country's benchmark interest rate during the three-day meeting. The monetary policy decision will be announced on the 7th of June. Analysts believe the central bank will leave interest rates unchanged. In the United States, the number of new job openings declined for the second month in a row in April. Official data showed that there were 8.06 million jobs opening in April, around 296,000 fewer jobs compared to the previous month. Most sectors saw low job vacancies in April. European plane maker Airbus is reportedly in talks with major Chinese airlines. The Chinese airlines are considering to buy over 100 jets from Airbus. Now, these airlines include Air China, China Southern Airlines, and China Eastern Airlines. Now, China has granted approvals for the first public testing of self-driving technologies. 9 Chinese automakers have been allowed to test their autonomous driving softwares on road. Now, these firms include BID, NIO, Chang'an Automobile, and GAC, among others. Tesla's CEO Elon Musk says that the firm will likely spend up to $4 billion on hardware from chipmaker Nvidia this year. The electric car giant has allocated $10 billion for artificial intelligence-related spending this year. A major chunk of this is being spent on NVIDIA's products. Musk says this is to help them build AI training superclusters. The American chipmaker Intel is selling 49% stake in its venture in Ireland. It is being sold to American investment firm Apollo Global Management for $11 billion. Intel's Irish venture operates an advanced chip manufacturing facility in the country. The chipmaker aims to further expand the plant with external investment. American communications firm Cisco has announced plans to invest over $1 billion in startups. The firm says it wants to back startups working on artificial intelligence services. As a part of the plan, Cisco has already committed to investing about $200 million in startups like Mistral AI, Scale AI, and Cohere. Now, a former Meta engineer has sued the firm for wrongful termination. The engineer claims that he was fired while working on a bug that suppressed Palestinian Instagram posts. The former Meta employee is a Palestinian American who has been working with Meta since 2021. He is also accusing Meta of having a pattern of bias against Palestinians. Chinese social media platform TikTok says it has been targeted in a cyber attack. Several brand and celebrity accounts have been affected in the attack. This includes accounts of American reality TV star Paris Hilton and news network CNN. TikTok says it has taken measures to stop the attack. And on to some sports news now. India is all set to face Ireland in the match 8 of the ongoing T20 World Cup 2024. This will be the opening match for the men in blue. The two teams will face each other tonight in New York. England's match against Scotland in the T20 World Cup was abandoned last night in Barbados due to rain. Openers Michael Jones and George Munsey shared an unbeaten 90-run partnership as Scotland scored 90 for no loss against the defending champions. Indian cricket team captain Rohit Sharma has broken his silence on men's head coach Rahul Dravid's contract situation. Rohit said that he tried convincing Dravid to stay after his contract expires post the ongoing T20 World Cup. That Dravid, due to his priorities, will not be extending his contract. Kolkata mentor Gautam Gambhir is the front-runner to take over as India head coach. Ace cricketer Pat Cummins has entered the USA Major League Cricket Club. He has signed a 4-year contract with San Francisco Unicorns. Cummins said in a video that the MLC is developing at a rapid rate and the US market potential for cricket is huge. The USA Franchise T20 League is slated to begin on the 6th of July. England women's football team defeated France 2-1 in Saint-Etienne, keeping their qualification hopes alive for the Euro Cup 2025 qualification. The win comes 4 days after the defending champions lost to the same opponent. And French footballer Kylian Mbappe has joined Spanish football club Real Madrid. He signed a 5-year deal with the club. Mbappe calls the move a dream come true. According to reports, he will be paid an annual post-tax salary of nearly $16.35 million. Inter Milan announced Giuseppe Marotta as the club's new president. This comes after the club was taken over by US's Oaktree investment firm. Marotta said that he is proud to be a part of the club and plans to remain committed as ever. Novak Djokovic has pulled out of the French Open 2024 due to a knee injury. He sustained an injury during his match with Argentina's Francisco Cerundolo on Monday. Post this, he also had to give up his top spot in the ATP rankings. Italy's Yannick Sinner was then automatically crowned as the new world number 1. And world number 1 Iga Swiatek thrashed Wimbledon champion Marketa Vondrousova 6-0, 6-2 in the French Open. Swiatek will now face American third seed Coco Gauff, the player that she beat in the 2022 Roland Garros final. And Mexican racer Sergio Perez has signed a 2-year contract extension deal with Red Bull. He will now race for Red Bull until 2026. Now, this comes ahead of the Canadian Grand Prix in Montreal this weekend. Perez joined Red Bull at the end of 2020. And in entertainment news now, the 2024 Gotham TV Awards honored the best television work in New York City yesterday. Here are the highlights. Mr. and Mrs. Smith became the Breakthrough Drama Series, while the Breakthrough Limited Series was given to Baby Reindeer. Harriet Dyer of Colin from Accounts won the award for Outstanding Performance in Comedy Series. Andrew Scott took home Outstanding Performance in a Limited Series for Ripley. Makers of Bridgerton released the trailer of the upcoming second part of Season 3. The trailer showed that the character of Colin might learn her love interest's deepest secret. The second part promises romance, scandal, and societal intrigue. It will release on the 13th of June. After Oppenheimer, Cillian Murphy has decided to take on Peaky Blinders. He will star and produce the upcoming Peaky Blinders film. In an interview, he said, and I quote, "It seems like Tommy Shelby wasn't finished with me." The film will go into production later this year. And Alec Baldwin and his wife Hilaria are all set to star in their own reality show. The show will also feature their 7 children. They are calling it The Baldwins, which will give an insight into their lives. It is set to release next year. The Dream, who is the music producer of big shots like Beyoncé and Rihanna, has been accused of rape and sexual battery. The victim, Shanaz Mangro, filed a complaint against him in California City. She has detailed claims of mistreatment, aggression, and deceit. However, The Dream has refuted all the claims. And singer Halsey revealed on social media that she is battling an illness. She didn't reveal what it was, but she wrote feeling lucky to be alive. Halsey posted a series of videos where she was spotted receiving infusions. Cyndi Lauper cemented her hands and footprints outside Hollywood's famous TCL Chinese Theatre. The Girls Just Want to Have Fun singer was joined by her fellow singers Cher and Bibi Rexha. Now, Lauper said that she was honored to receive the felicitation. Rolling Stones band's frontman Mick Jagger says the group will look for more opportunities to play. He said they would see options in other countries next year. Jagger also said that the group might release new music soon. The band is currently touring in the US. And the makers of Venom: The Last Dance released its trailer. The video shows Tom Hardy battling aliens in the sequel. The film is a sequel to 2021's Venom: Let There Be Carnage. It will release in October this year. And French fashion house Christian Dior paid homage to Scotland via its new collection. They showed tartan designs and thistle motifs in their fashion show. Celebs like Jennifer Lawrence and Anya Taylor-Joy were in attendance. And that's all on today's episode of Fast and Factual. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned to Firstpost.